I just want the general public and people outside of Taiwan to understand that my case is not about fake news because the Taiwan government actually doesn't care about fake news. After the November 24th, 2018 elections, Taiwan immediately declared that she was going to combat fake news. That was a signal. She was going to restrict the flow of actual information regarding election fraud because their plan was to rig the January 11th presidential election in 2020. So, on the surface of things, this is about fake news. In actuality, nobody cares about fake news because there's so much false information out there that nobody can control it. And it's definitely not about influence from mainland China or anything like that. This is simply about stopping people, preventing the flow of actual information regarding how the Taiwan administration rigged the January 11th, 2020 election. That's what it really is about, okay? So, and why is this video so damaging to them? Why are they so scared of it over other election fraud videos? Other election fraud videos mostly emphasize these 所谓的电脑作票, okay? Some of them are referring to the 报票, the declaration of ballots by the media, by Dongsen, but that is not 电脑作票, that is 报票, okay? There needs to be a distinction between these two things. 电脑作票 is when the voting stations have a certain result. For example, like 600 for Hangguoyu, and then they report it to the Central Election Commission and they arbitrarily change it to something like 400. They play with the figures. That's what 电脑作票 means, at least to me, okay? So where they're using a algorithm or a computer system to change the results arbitrarily. And I want to say that this theory is most likely put out by the DPP themselves, okay? They don't want people to know that or to think that the election fraud is done by the staff, okay? Because the very first thing that me and Ma Ziheng checked was 电脑作票, because that's what I was afraid of in the very beginning.
The easiest way.
Yeah, it's too easy, okay? So because I had the results in my local area, and we had some other like actual pictures of the results, and we checked them with the final results posted on the Central Election Commission website, and all of them were the same. They all matched. So what I'm saying is, 电脑作票 is definitely not how they did it. If you understand how election fraud is done in Taiwan from 2000 to 2020, they never ever use 电脑作票. They always do it inside the voting station so that they can perform a magic show for you. It's just about them they just want to 开票 in front of you and make you think it's real. It's all sleight of hand. They don't use 电脑作票 because we had computers back in 2004, right? They didn't do that back then either. So this 电脑作票 is just a way to deflect attention from their staff, because the staff are ordinary people that might reveal the truth, okay? It's over 100,000 election staff that engaged in this election fraud. Everybody in the voting station is in on it, okay? Plus 一年部队, which was standing by and waiting to block the view of anyone trying to film the election fraud. So that's their weak point. So the Taiwan administration is afraid of election fraud videos that point out election staff committing election fraud. They don't care if you post videos saying, oh, it's like one person behind a computer and they just changed all the results, because guess what? That can get caught very, very easily, because we have pictures of the final results from voting stations from all over Taiwan. And it's been 5 months since the election, and not a single voting station has been proven to be 电脑作票, okay? So what I'm saying is, it's very important to spread the word that it was the election staff and it was not the Central Election Commission's computer, and it has nothing to do with the Dongsen incident, okay? Because if you really want to go after the Taiwan administration for the election fraud, you have to go after the election staff. That's the real target. That's what they're afraid of, because those are people who don't want to be put in jail if something happens to the Taiwan administration. those people could be flipped because they did something illegal.